Good afternoon, or should I say, good morning, everybody. It's Age of Sigmar preview day. Woo! It's a big day today, actually. We've got a lot of big things to be seen today. There's Age of Sigmar. There is. There is Warhammer Horus Heresy at 2 o'clock. And then there's going to be the Old World incorporated in that live stream. It's going to be amazing. Yes! It's on me so good. I'm so excited. I'm so pumped. After yesterday, I was a little bit sort of like, a bit yesterday. And I was sort of a little bit, like, had a little bit of sort of apprehension because yesterday's stream was good. It was pretty good. Like, the Leviathan box and looked amazing, and the roadmap looks really interesting, and it's really good. But I kind of felt that they kind of give us a bit of blue balls at the end. They could have easily put together a 30-second video of some of the teasers of what is to come during that period into spring next year. And I think that would have been the little pièce de résistance at the end of the 40k stream. I think that would have been perfect and we'd end it. Hopefully, at the end of the Kill Team stream, at the end of the whole event, they'll give us something to really whet our appetite. Because right now, the Leviathan box and everything about the box and the launch of 10th edition looks amazing. I didn't want the box, but now I want the box. I have no idea what I'm going to do with the Tyranids, but I still want the box. But I do feel as though they could have given us a little bit of a tease, and this little bit of a tease. So today we have this is popping up. This is Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar is my main game. It's like right now I'm building my shrine for my glue. I'm wrecking the joint. That's not glued on. But right now I need to sort of fill in all of the gap of the seam, and then I can get it primed. And I will be doing tutorials. If anyone's seen the first one I did, I had some really cool water effects, so I'm going to be doing a tutorial on that. And yes, I've stuck it on a base because my mate Archie, who's a really good guy, he broke his. And I'm not having that happen to me. But we have reveals. Not so much reveals, we've got teasers. Now, this middle thing here, right, that is 100% an Orruk from the War Clans, and that is definitely an Iron Jaw. How do I know this? It's dual wielding, that is an Iron Jaw sword, that is an Iron Jaw head with an Iron Jaw ear, and that is probably an axe. I am speculating that that is going to be a Iron Jaw mega boss, dual wielding weapons, you know, kind of like they do on some form of beastie. Because there will be a new Orruk's mega boss, Orruk's book coming, which is weird because I wasn't expecting that. Apparently the Stormcast rumours that I was told are Warcry and not Age of Sigmar. And I'd heard little things about the orcs, but kind of sort of turned it off to be more of bullshit. But apparently they are. The other two, not too much. I'm going to think that this one on the right here, this one here, I'm going to call this one to be Cities of Sigmar, some form of mounted hero. I think we're going to see a lot of Cities of Sigmar today. And I think that's going to be the main bulk of well, actually, no, sorry. I think the main bulk is going to be the orcs, and then the Cities of Sigmar is going to be sort of the extra bit that we're going to get a little bit of. I don't think we'll see a lot of it, but we're going to see a substantial amount. This on the left, I have absolutely no idea. But what I will do, looking at this silhouette, is this looks like a dwarf. This looks like a dwarf, dual wielding. Why do I say this? Now, this up here is an arm, and that's a hammer. That looks like a mohawk, and this looks like a dwarf stood on a tactical rock with another weapon here. I'm thinking that this is a dwarf for potentially Cities of Sigmar. Because you've got to remember as well that Cities of Sigmar are not just humans. Cities of Sigmar are elves and dwarfs, or Juritan. So I think that this is going to be a Cities of Sigmar dwarf hero dual wielding two hammers, like a blacksmith or something. So I think Orruk Warclans 100%. and then either side Cities of Sigmar. In about 3-4 minutes time, we'll know if that's true or not. We're still not online yet, and we have nothing popping up. Now, I will say that I seen this yesterday, and I'm really gutted that they didn't actually do a video on this. That is amazing, and I'm like, I don't really play the Middle-earth game, but like I so want that model. Like, that is really nice. That is, out of all yesterday's reveals after 40k, like this is what I took away from like being, wow, that's impressive. And the fact that when you get it, it breaks down into all these components. Now that's awesome. That's really awesome. So I'll be am I on? No, my microphone is turned on. I thought I'd been doing all the stream when my microphone wasn't on. Dead professional here at Pointy Pints, streaming like a mongoloid. But yes, this looks really good. The ring wraith looks nice. The 4 hobbits look good. The tree looks cool. Looks very impressive. I'm quite happy like that. That does look very cool. But yeah, there's nothing as yet for anything for coming on yet. But we'll keep this on here just in case, because it's due to turn up any minute now. My phone is going to go nuts. Unlucky Mr. Pete Pratt. It would have been nice to have you in the chat. Pete is running a 2-day 40k event at the Exploding Dice, the gaming club. It is literally moved to about 200 meters, 300 meters away from my flat, which is amazing. So it's only going to be like a 10-minute walk with my stuff to the club, which is really handy. It's also directly over the road from my work, which is even better for me arranging games with my friends. After work, I can literally just fall out of work. 90 seconds later, I'm literally walking through the front door of the club. Life is good for being a nerd in Bangor, Northern Ireland right now. But yeah, we're waiting. We're waiting. There's quite a lot of these streams actually. A lot of them. There's a lot of big YouTubers doing this. The ones that can't make it to Warhammer Fest, my entire Instagram feed is just full of YouTubers having selfies with each other, and I'm feeling very jealous. But no, once I finished here, so the plan for today is very simple. We're going to be doing this stream. I will end this stream. I'll then go away and get some lunch, and then I will come back for 2 o'clock, and we will do the Horus Heresy and the Old World this afternoon at 2. I can't pre-book it in because of the way YouTube does its scheduling. You can only schedule 1 stream per day. I don't know why. It's like they're not at the same times. Like, seriously. But we can't do it. So what I'll do is I'll finish this, schedule it in, and then it'll be there. And if you want to see it and you want to jump on, notify yourself. Come and join me. Grab a brew. Let's chill out. Let's chat. My girlfriend got me a new t-shirt. Do you like it? Ooh, gorilla. Don't know. It's very nice, very comfortable. I'm a big guy, and it's quite nice to get t-shirts that actually fit. So it's all good. But yeah, let's see. Are we turned on yet? No. Oh, things are changing. Ta-da! So yes, here we go. It should be coming on. So here they are. I will turn this on. Let's have a little listen.
The Warhammer Age of Sigmar preview. I'm Eddie, and I'm joined by Alex.
If it's too loud or not loud enough, let me know, and I'll adjust the volume.
As well as thousands of people watching along live on Twitch. Alex, how is your Warhammer?
Watching this with Altharian.
It's been absolutely fantastic. I was able to sneak into the back of the wall.
He has a really cool voice. I like his voice. If anyone that subscribes to Warhammer Plus, he is really cool as the guy who does the Lawmaster videos. He has a very good voice for narrating stories. I could listen to him if he did audiobooks.
Yeah. Cool. And we got any Mortal Realms fans in today?
Ooh. No?
Yeah?
Wow.
Okay, cool. All right,
Wow.
okay, so jumping on.
They're all
Here we
Old
are.
World
Here's us.
fans waiting for
I
this
am
afternoon.
Eddie. I'm joined by Alex. Before we get too deeply into some previews. Alex, you got any Warhammer Age of Sigmar hobby going on at the moment?
Ooh, I'm making
Yes,
a little
loads.
diorama for my Soul Blight. So I'm a massive fan of Cursed City and all things dead, basically.
My local store in Newton Ards has got a copy of Cursed Cities. I'm being tempted to buy it.
Cool. I've
Vampire,
Cool
like, maybe something that my girlfriend might play with me.
Doing all right at the moment.
And then I get to play a load of
really
vampires,
like
which would be kind of
There
cool.
might be some green things in this preview, but we'll see how we do.
There's definitely green things
Right,
today.
would anyone like to see some new miniatures?
Yes.
Right, okay, we'll jump straight in with our first video and have a look at some new models that are on their way later this year.
Ooh. Oh, Curse. Oh, Cities Empire. Cities of Sigmar. Ooh.
And join in telling the tales of our people.
They look nice.
For in the morning,
Oh, yes.
we ride to war, and we ride
Oh, yeah.
for vengeance.
Yeah. Yeah. No, okay. This faction has definitely piqued my interest. They're nice. What the fuck is that? It's like something out of For Honor. Yeah, they look really cool. Free Guild Cavaliers. Nice. So that must be the mounted guy on the right-hand
These
side.
are the Cities of Sigmar Free Guild Cavaliers. We've had a little look at some of the infantry on their way for the Cities of Sigmar, and this is their heavy cavalry. Alex, what do we know about Free Guild Cavaliers?
Ooh, well these guys are... Well, these guys are fantastic. Sorry, a little bit of noise from outside. So you can see there, they're aesthetically very similar to each other. So
They kind of remind me of Reichland Guard from Fantasy.
Different heraldry. There's very
They're nice. I like them.
My helmets there, that these guys they come from different.
Am I going to be starting a Cities of Sigmar army later this year?
With the Dawnbringer Crusades going out.
Potentially, because these are pretty cool. I like these.
Element is ideal.
I like these.
Yeah, so each one of these is incredibly detailed. There's loads of really nice heraldry on them. One thing that's really nice is there's lots of nice flat surfaces on there as well. So you could certainly paint them very quickly if you wanted to, and just have a nice unified force. But if you wanted to kind of go to town on them, you could absolutely have each one with very personalised heraldry, a little bit like you've got there, with some unifying colours to kind of hold them all together. So it's that kind of idea of nobility and kind of each one might have like an individual.
I like these. I like these a lot. I could have a lot of fun painting that.
Riffing off that kind of ancient medieval knight aesthetic a little bit.
And as you mentioned, the infantry that we showed off a little while ago, you can see how they fit in really well with the army. It's the same thing. The theme is all there to gather them all together, but they're all very clearly from different places.
Yeah, and these ones are a lot more ornate as well, and you'll see that as we show you guys more of the Cities of Sigmar stuff as we get more of it out. The infantry are relatively basic. They've got like a shield and a little bit of heraldry, and that's about it.
I want to see what big monsters these guys have. I really hope they have a big griffin.
More and more impressive units and things. They
a
might
big
even
griffin
more
or something
kind of
along those lines.
There's a lot of very
Big
Warhammer
mounted,
features on these
a
guys
big
as well.
mounted hero would be
There's quite
cool.
a lot of skulls. There's lots of kind of angular shapes and things, so they definitely feel very Mortal Realmsy, and they're starting to fill out that that thing that's really been missing in Age of Sigmar, which is like, what do the actual humans look like? We've had Stormcast for ages that have been, dropping down to save people and save cities, but then, who are they saving? What do those people look like? And this army kind of fills in that gap in the Mortal Realms. We've got a little bit of a comparison next to one of the old Empire Knights. So you can, that's the glow up basically that you've got there, and you can see that there's a little bit of homage there to some of the old barding and styles.
The curve in the barding on the horse.
It's nice to see another faction in Age of Sigmar
cool. So there you go.
with the humble
a little look
horse.
at the next unit for Cities of Sigmar. This army is on its way later this year, and we'll have more stuff to show you as the year goes on. But we've got lots more to tell you about. The next video is about the next big narrative for Warhammer Age of Sigmar in the Mortal Realms. So
Ooh, General's Handbook. What are they going to throw at us this time?
It has been many months since the Twin Crusade set out from Hammerhal,
With their gold,
filled with faith in
chanting
God.
only the faithful. There, what do those born behind call them? Know of faith. Only those. But these are the
Campaign book?
of society. Thieves and murderers.
Into the blazing heat of action and the impenetrable jungle.
From the
See if they're a campaign book or the General's Handbook, which is due out this summer.
out where we might claim
No one said this campaign would be easy,
where the horrors
but
lie.
none expected this harsh.
Witches, this is just the beginning. Worse, we shall harry them. Tell them to march on.
We are Sigmar's chosen warriors, and even we
For the dark gods demands. Turn light to the darkness.
Dawnbringer Crusades. Okay. So I probably suspected that this is going to be the narrative to bring in the new Cities of Sigmar army. Book 1, Harbingers. New campaign book.
So-
Okay.
Dawnbringers. Dawnbringers is. Oh,
So if you read the Dominion book, it talks about Dawnbringers as the Dawnbringer Crusades.
Dawnbringers is the next major narrative for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. This is a story that chronicles two huge crusades that are setting out from the twin city of Hammerhall, one into the realm of fire, one into the realm of life. A huge new narrative that will cover all the Grand Alliances and loads of different factions. One of the things that we can tell you about it is that it effectively is about these two massive crusades. One of them into Gyron. One of the crusades will succeed. One of the crusades will fail, but you don't know which one is which as we start off. So you can kind of follow along. You can join in with the campaign and the narrative. You can kind of root for your chosen crusade, but one of them will effectively meet a horrible demise, and one of them.
Nice.
Alex, anything more you want to?
So a very good way of bringing in the new Cities of Sigmar, which are essentially these Dawnbringer Crusades.
Art in these books is phenomenal, and the Hammerhall Gyra there, absolutely beautiful. It's the breadbasket of the mortal realms, as it were. And you can see the realm gate there.
I do love the new artwork for Cities for the Age of Sigmar.
Tonight, you're going to see Black Talon. There's a lot more beautiful art that's in that of Hammerhall Gyra as well.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's important to say about Dawnbringers is that we haven't really had the chance to tell this story until the Cities of Sigmar release happened, because almost the main narrative of Age of Sigmar in this edition is this idea of these huge crusades setting out, and the bulk of the crusades is made up of mortal troopers, humans for the most part. So now that we've got this faction, they can actually play this huge role in the narrative, which they've always been implied. But
I haven't watched the last episode of Black Talon.
A little bit more
have to
cool new
watch that
art
later.
for you. So there's some
Nurgle!
hints of some of the places and peoples we might see as we go into this.
New models for Nurgle.
The first book in the Dawnbringers series will be this one, which is Harbingers. It will be a multiple book series.
Don't tease us like that. Don't tease that. That guy is a fine cast model.
Races.
He needs a new updated
There
mini.
will be new miniatures accompanying
Yay!
over a
Let's.
dozen factions, and we'll have a look at the first of some of those miniatures just now. So we're going to jump into let's look at the first miniature.
Sounds good.
Dual wielding dwarf. Hey, dual wielding dwarf. I'm gonna spot a Mohawk. Grimhold, so a new Fire Slayer hero. Just what they need. With a tactical rock. Okay.
Here we go.
Called it.
So this is a new character for Fire Slayers. This is a Grimhold Exile. Alex, what do we know about Grimhold Exile?
Yeah, so Fire Slayers are naturally hardy. You kind of have to be to run around wearing so little. And the Grimhold Exiles basically take this to a whole new level. These guys are the last survivors of their hold. So in the era of the Beast with rampaging Aurochs and great herds destroying everything, this is becoming more and more common. So these guys, having endured the fall of their hold, they've taken it upon themselves to wield the sacred flame of that hold and strike out in search of vengeance. And one of the things that often happens when these guys do is they basically encourage other Fire Slayers to gather around them and join them on their little crusade.
Very cool, very cool. The first Dawnbringer book will actually be accompanied by new characters for all
We
four of the
need
Grand Alliance.
Chaos
So let's have a look at
Dwarfs.
the next one now.
Oh, cool. This is good. This is definitely needed for Nurgle. Because this model was in Finecast, so this is good. Nurgle Herald, really nice. It's a nice model. It's nice. I can paint him up individually, to be fair. That's nice.
Pretty cool. This is the Harbinger of Decay. This is for the Maggotkin of Nurgle. An absolutely beautiful miniature that I think will
Really
be,
needed for that army.
Much loved by painters as well as collectors of Nurgle armies.
That
Very
model,
reminiscent of some really
I
classic
guarantee
kits
at next
of
year's
Warhammer
Golden
Fantasy
Demon,
art
you
as
will
well.
see that model a
There are
lot.
some options in this kit too, so you can either kit him out with a bell, so you can sound the approach of Nurgle and Plague, or you can give him a scythe, because it's just always nice to have scythes. Isn't it?
Always good.
Yeah, that's
Alex,
a
we know what
Golden
So
Demon
these
model
guys
right
are
there.
The heralds of despair, they're sort of cloaked in foulness, blessed by Nurgle. They've plied their trade for centuries. These guys have been abroad in mortal realms for who knows how long. But now they've finally come forth sort of in force. With these Dawnbringer Crusades coming out, there's loads of nice little settlements that are eager for Grandfather Nurgle's loving hug. And so basically this has become such a massive thing, particularly in Gyran. But one of my favourite things about these guys is that the Plague God's followers are usually quite jovial. You've seen the Great and Clean one with his big smile and
He's a happy guy.
little Nurglings dancing around being all jolly. But this guy is very dour, and so the other forces of Nurgle kind of, maybe they don't push him away, but he's
That's
not
cool.
part of-
Send him off. Maybe
He's
you should
not
go talk
part
to
of the
some other
party.
people.
Yeah, he sits in the corner.
Okay, cool.
I want to buy that model just to paint.
Of the year so
Oh,
far.
yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful model. I think I would be very surprised if at Golden Demon next year there aren't a few of these. Right. Okay.
Guaranteed.
So that's, Order and Chaos. Let's have a look at what destruction is there.
It's going to be an orc. No, it is an orc. It's not an orc. It's not an orc. So they're not showing the orc, so the Warclan stuff is separate. The goblin. That's really cool. That's nice. Do like goblins. He's pretty cool. I like the squig's jaws around him. And the flying squigs. That's pretty cool, yeah.
There he is. This is a rabble rouser.
So what's
with
next?
Gloomspite
We've had
kits.
Order, we've had
This
Chaos, we've
guy,
had Destruction.
accompanied by some
Undead.
squigs
Undead is
that were
next.
a hit when they came out with Warhammer Underworlds. So you can imagine these little squigs clinging to the underside of caves and things. And a rabble rouser's job basically is to kind of fire up the crowd of
That's nice.
forces of destruction ready for a battle. They probably don't need all that much firing up, but
No.
it's just nice to have a little bit of extra encouragement.
Squigs with
anything else to say
wings.
about this guy,
They
Alex?
fly now.
The most stylishly dressed grot in the mortal realms with that giant squig skull on him.
Yeah, anyone looking for cosplay next year, by the way?
Oh,
Yeah?
perfect.
Seems like a hit, doesn't it?
But yeah, these guys, most grots, they're kind of along for the ride. Whereas this guy, as you said, he gets everybody roused up. He wants to just get the job done. He's in for a scrap. So he uses a mixture of sort of like insults, encouragement, and zealotry to rile everybody up and send them great distances. But you imagine that a little grot's squeaky voice is probably, not particularly encouraging. So there's maybe something else going on here. Maybe blessings of Gorkamorka or... I'll leave that up for you to...
There needs to be a
Well,
squig
he's got
god.
a very big jaw.
A
with
god
him.
of
Oh, yeah.
squigs.
Kind of project a bit louder. Don't know what squigs sound like. Do you know what squigs sound like?
have you played the Squigapult in the main hall?
I wasn't very good at it.
What's the sound when one of them hits the target?
Sound like a boing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right, cool. All right, so we've seen 3 of the Grand Alliances. Let's have a look at what Death have brought along.
Please be a vampire without the wolf element. No, he's a ghoul, so for Flesh Eater Courts. Okay. That's a really weird face on that ghoul. It's nice. It's a nice ghouly miniature. It's weird that they're doing a ghoul when they haven't updated the Flesh Eater Courts yet.
This is the Marrow Scroll Herald.
Which apparently are not getting done until next year.
Flesh Eater Courts. Flesh Eater Courts are getting some good love this Warhammer.
Yeah,
They got some
Not that much love. You haven't shown the friggin' update of their new battle tome.
He is an emissary of his king. What would you like to tell us about this guy?
So yeah, the Marrow Scroll Heralds basically go out and they muster the peasants for war. So the king can get his knights and his court together, but these guys go from village to village and round up the peasants. In reality, he's a flesh-eating ghoul that goes from village to village and spreads his ghoul madness. And he thinks he's, honourable emissary going with his little staff, preaching about, the righteousness of this conflict. He's covered in trinkets. In reality, it's just bones and skin.
I do love that element of the Flesh Eater Courts, that they actually think they're Bretonian knights, and that they're all about chivalry and code of honour and like knightly duties and that they live in kingdoms when in fact they're just ghouls.
All of these characters are interacting with this idea of these huge crusades that are going out into the realms, and they're basically like pitching for their deities.
Yeah, lots of recruiting opportunities.
Yeah, so
I hope they really nail down that aesthetic with the new book and the new range that they're supposed to be getting.
Regiment of Renown is effectively like an allied formation that you can put into your Age of Sigmar armies. There will be a Regiment of Renown for each of these characters. So if you have a Flesh Eater Courts army, you can definitely just take the model and put it into your Flesh Eater Courts army. But if you have a different Death Army, Chaos Army, Destruction Army, Order Army...
The only dwarf that's going to be fighting alongside my elves is Gotrek.
We can have a look at exactly what's in those boxes. So if we start off with the Chaos and Order forces, we've got the Shudderhood for Forces of Chaos, led by our new Harbinger, and the Flame Bearers. Anything you want to say about these guys?
Yeah, so you can see that it's Fulgoth's Shudderhood and Fury's Flame Bearers. So these are the named
So Nurgle's getting 2 Puskol Blight Lords, the Harbinger, and then 5 Glykin. Cool. And the Fire Slayers look like they're getting a load of Volkite and Hearthguard Berserkers.
Squig heavy box.
So if you want to go a Squig army, that is the perfect one to start.
Yes, ideal for going along if you were.
Do you know what these kind of remind me of? They're kind of like boarding action boxes for Age of Sigmar. It's kind of like what this is.
In particular.
But they don't.
2 important things are the Path to Glory rules for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, which are the main kind of way that you engage with the gaming element, I suppose, of Dawnbringers. They will be made available free online. So if you want to play Path to Glory, you don't need your big core book anymore. There'll be a free download to access them. And there will also be brand new fiction for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. So if you want to kind of...
So what they're doing with 10th edition, they're probably going to do with 4th edition next year, and break out the Path to Glory as a separate part, sold separately, so it doesn't come in your battle tomes anymore. That is a good thing. I like that.
Rules for those boxes are in this book.
Great. Okay. Cool. So I think we hinted a little bit that we might have some orky stuff at the start of this. So let's have a look. With the second of the Dawnbringer books, has quite a kind of destruction-y feel.
Second of the Dawnbringer books.
That book. Let's have a look at.
They're not battle tomes. Okay. Prepare to go the whole hog.
Superdome! Giant monster!
What the hell is that?
See the Margrunter take on everyone!
I will be back at 2 o'clock for the Horus Heresy Old World as well. What? The giant... What is that? Is that like a... What? What is that? Why do something... I don't...
I think...
I think they like it.
I think it's fair to say the video team had some fun making that video. So let's have a look at this.
It's
guy
almost
up
as
close.
bad as
This
the Beasts
is
of Chaos
an
announcement.
Iron Jaws. Here we are.
What? So it's an Iron Jaws mega
This is an Iron
boar.
Jaws Maw Grunter. It's for those people who were looking at their Iron Jaws army and they were like, it's pretty unsubtle, but it's just not unsubtle enough for me. I want something even brutaler, even less, finesse. I want a massive, massive pig to charge into the middle of the enemy army and send them
So
flying.
they mentioned two
And here it
books.
is.
There's two books that were outstanding from the ones that we knew that were coming.
Yeah,
So they must be
it's a
these
huge
two
monster.
campaign
You don't
books.
really get a sense of the scale of it from
So
this.
no new battle
Because
tomes this year,
Iron Jaws
other than the
itself
ones
is
that have
quite
already
big,
been
and
announced.
a big boss on the back of it. So we've got a picture of it next to the current Gore Grunter, which is already quite big. So this is, it's a big monster. This is bigger than a Stegodon. It's kind of like, it's a big old base. Anything you want to tell us about a Maw Grunter, Alex?
Honestly, I'm not sure. It's a giant swine. I can't imagine being hit by one of these.
Yeah, so a few things to note about this. This will be a multi-option kit, so you'll have a few different ways to assemble this. If you just really, really like big pigs, you can build this in a few different ways. So you can have characters on it, you can have it as like a monster unit option, you can lean very heavily into a kind of piggy theme, a kind of grunter theme for your Iron Jaws, so if you just want lots of cavalry backed up by some big pig monsters, you can absolutely do that.
Very cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah. That might be my favourite model of the Fest reveals.
Certainly
Tyranid's cool and all, but
certainly my favourite video of the Fest reveals.
I think so. Cool. Okay, well, that's the models we've got to show you today. We do have a bit of a roadmap to show you to run through what's coming up for Warhammer Age of Sigmar in the next
Roadmap.
few
Like roadmaps.
months. So let's take
Roadmaps
a
are
look
good.
at what's on the horizon. So there we go. So, as we know, we have Seraphon Battle Tome has come out in its special edition in the last week or so. We have Harbingers, Book 1 of the Dawn.
So what's that winter
on
book?
its way very, very soon. And we have a new General's Handbook, which will be hitting in summer as well. So all of those releases in summer are only a few weeks away. In autumn, we have the much-anticipated Cities of Sigmar.
I am
Battle Tome
excited
will be
for them.
landing with us,
They look
along with
amazing.
all the models we've seen and a whole bunch of new ones that we're going to share with you over the coming months. We've got Book 2 of Dawnbringers, which will have a very heavy destruction theme as the Twin-Tailed Crusades kind of hit some...
4th edition next year,
Iron
people.
Jaws obstacles as they go
4th
along.
edition
And
next
Book
year.
3, which is yet to be confirmed. We have another battle tome on its way in winter, and then Book 4 of Dawnbringers alongside it.
So they've said battle tome, right? So the only other battle tome that is left to be
Lots of things to look forward to.
Yeah.
updated to
One
3rd
thing to note
edition is the
that all
Flesh
of
Eater
Dawnbringer
Courts.
series,
That's it.
We'll touch on every grand
That's the
alliance
only
and
battle
we'll
tome
have
that needs
some images
updating. So
for
that
Age of
has to
Sigmar.
be the Flesh Eater Courts
Right.
battle tome.
If you're watching along on Twitch, that is the end of
So-
our preview stream. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed some of the models we've got to show off. There's some cool things on their way. So thank
Well,
you.
that
Thank
was
you
a
for joining
lot
us.
quicker than I
If you are
expected.
in the auditorium, you will now have...
So we don't want to listen to any more of that. Go away. So, wow. Okay. So we've got things. Yeah. Okay. Right. There's a lot here to digest and unpack here. So there's a lot of also. They haven't even updated the website. They haven't updated the website. They haven't updated or uploaded any of that. Right. So what do we know? So we're gonna get at least 4 of these Harbinger campaign books starting very soon. And there's a battle tome coming in the winter, which will have to be the Flesh Eater Courts. The Cities of Sigmar are looking pretty cool. The Herald models are looking interesting. So there's going to be Book 3 and Book 4 are obviously going to focus on different armies. Speculation. So much that we could hope for. Well, I'm one as a Lumineth player. I'm obviously hoping that the winter, that's our 4th battle tome in 2 years, because we can't have a year without a Lumineth battle tome, and we haven't had one this year. So it would make sense that we're going to get one in winter, right? Hopefully, with Tyrion riding his water dragon would be really cool, and some fire elemental type monstery things. Wishful thinking, I know. It's not going to happen. So yeah, it's there's a lot of cool stuff here. I can't believe they've not updated the website yet. They still haven't updated the website, and Pete's messaging me furiously. So, but yeah, campaign books seems to be what's going to be bulking out, but which is kind of expected because we are at the end of Age of Sigmar 3rd edition. 4th edition is coming next year. The campaign books kind of normally herald the end of the edition and the start of a new edition. It's kind of what they've done with 40k over the years, and Age of Sigmar have done it pretty much since 2nd edition. So this is kind of going to be a thing. I'm intrigued to see what Book 3 and Book 4 are going to bring for this campaign. I mean, like, what we got at the end of the last one was Kragnos. Pardon me. And it'll be kind of cool. It's cool that they're theming it in and around the Dawnbringer Crusades, and they're also dropping the Cities of Sigmar between some of these books, and they're going to be the main sort of focus of that. And the Cities of Sigmar are basically the Dawnbringer Crusades. The Dawnbringers, the Cities of Sigmar stuff definitely interests me. Those cavalry units were really nice, like really, really nice. There is absolutely no pictures at all. Well, there is a picture here. These guys really interested me. I like that. And one of the things that I'm really digging about Age of Sigmar right now, especially with going back to the Lumineth, is I really like an army that has infantry, ranged units, and a solid cavalry unit. And that is a really cool looking cavalry unit. In my head, I can picture a shield wall of those guys that we've seen before, and then a nice big couple of units of these on the flanks, maybe backed up with some pretty cool war machines. I think that army aesthetically will look pretty cool and be quite nice to paint. And I'm a sucker for a horse. Like, I have 5 cavalry for the Lumineth. I don't want to build them. I don't want to paint them. But they look so good, so I'm going to have to do it. I will get 20 of them done so I can have 2 units of 10, because no one else does it. Because, like, they're really hard to build and paint. And there's so much detail on them, and it's going to break me. But I will do it. But yeah, there's not a bad preview. I expected a little bit more. So there's no new battle tome for Orruk Warclans. That battle tome, I will stake money on it, is for Flesh Eater Courts, because they're the only faction that needs to be updated now for Age of Sigmar. And there is nothing zippity doodah for any of the new models. So yeah, but what we will do is we'll call it there, and I will set up the stream, and we'll be back in about 90 minutes, just before about 10 to 2, and I will jump in for the Horus Heresy and the Old World live stream. I've got a feeling that this one is going to be a mix of excitement and disappointment, and the disappointment is going to be on the Horus Heresy side, because I really, really, really want them to show new plastic infantry. Mark II, Mark V, Assault Marines or Breachers, I don't care. Just show us another infantry unit that every Legion can use, because that is what Horus Heresy players right now are screaming out for. A lot of armies are on limbo because they need things like Breachers and Assault Marines, and we can't do that without paying an extortionate amount of money for Forge World, or kit bashing with the Mark 6, the Mark 3 and the Mark 5 kit, or 4 kits. And even then it becomes extremely expensive when you start looking for extra arms, close combat arms and jump packs. I think I priced up making a 10-man unit of a 15-man unit, sorry, of Mark 6 Assault Marines, and it was going to cost me around about £170 to buy all of the kits that I would need to do it. And that was just going to be for one unit. It's a lot of money. So to have a unit box of Assault Marines in plastic, even if they sell the special weapons as a separate upgrade kit, like they've done with the heavy weapons and the specialist weapons, the ranged weapons, I'd be happy with that. So Horus Heresy, I'm hoping for big things. I'm hoping for really cool reveals, such as infantry. but I don't think we're going to get it. It'll probably be something stupid like a tank commander or another campaign book or something remotely that nobody is asking for. They have said that there are infantry stuff coming, and I'm hoping today's the day that they show that. For the old world, I have no idea. I'm hoping that we do see the starter set, but you've got to remember that this is the first time they're going to be previewing the old world. So it's big. So this is big. The last article they put out has caused a few issues. A lot of people's hype for it is kind of dampened down a bit because of the speculation is that it's not an entirely new range of miniatures, that they are going to be bringing old plastic kits back. That is kind of what the article implied, but didn't flat out and say. I've heard rumours that the starter set with the goblins and the dwarfs, is it the Battle of Blood Pass or something, and then the one with the high elves and the Skaven are going to be re-released alongside the launch box. If that's the case, then yes, your old armies are completely valid. The only difference is the bases have been made slightly bigger to incorporate ranking up a lot better. But yeah, the old world announcement preview is going to be an interesting one, but we will see that soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call the stream here. So anyone who's watching this back, like hi, smash the sub button, like, comment, tell me what you liked about the previews or whatever, and I will be back at about let me see, probably around about 10 to 2. That's when the next one is. And I'll see you all there. Thank you for joining me, everyone.